There was a time in pop music when power was measured in volume, through stadium-sized vocals, explosive beats, and larger-than-life personas. But then came Clairo. The artist I'm covering in today's video is soft-spoken but confident. Her music has reached millions, yet it's only flowed out of her as a whisper. And somehow, she changed everything about the genre. In a music landscape overflowing with overproduction and putting artists on a pedestal that seemed miles away from the common person, Clairo has carved out a space that feels small, intimate, and real. And it's made her blossoming music career feel revolutionary. This is the story of how a shy-sounding, down-to-earth artist with a laptop and a webcam started a quiet revolution in pop music, and why her work resonates so deeply. It all started in a bedroom. No fancy studio, no record deal, just Clairo channeling her imagination on her way to becoming the newest bedroom pop star at the age of 19. In 2017, Claire Cottrell, better known as Clairo, uploaded a video of herself to YouTube, dancing in her room to a lo-fi beat she made on GarageBand. The song was called Pretty Girl, featuring a video that was unpolished, casual, and completely unfiltered. Despite all those things, it clicked with a large audience and went viral, now sitting at a staggering 115 million views as of April 2025. But it wasn't just the do-it-yourself charm that made it a success. Pretty Girl struck a chord for those discovering Clairo because to them, it felt like something underground that was their own hidden gem despite its popularity. It resonated with people who were tired of the polish and the plastic sheen of mainstream pop. And just like that, Clairo became an unintentional face of the new wave of bedroom pop. Now, a lot of the artists that go viral squander that opportunity and fade away without producing anything meaningful on the heels of their hit. But Clairo didn't let her sudden rise go to waste. Just 2 years later, her debut album Immunity represented a massive leap forward. She surrounded herself with a team that could elevate her sound, and what came out of her was an album that was introspective and rich, both in a musical sense and sonically as well. Immunity showed that she wasn't just a gimmick artist. Songs like the lead-off track Alewife tackled personal trauma with an eerie grace. Along with the track Sofia, that she would describe on Twitter as being about her first ever crushes on women that she saw in the media. This was her way of making a celebratory song about her personal discovery while maintaining the cheesy and corny lyrics that you'd normally find in songs where you profess your love. And then there was Bags. I love a lot of Clairo's music, but Bags is far and away my favorite Clairo song. There's something about the way that she describes these little, quiet moments that clearly come from her life, but still feel like they could be personal to us. The pardoned emotions, waiting for the right time, just the emotional fog of maybe liking someone and maybe being liked back. She sings it all in a voice that never begs for attention, but she leaves the door open for you to stay, secretly hoping that you won't leave. And when I'm listening to this song, I never want to. So there's a myth in pop music, perhaps especially for women, that you have to be loud to be heard. But that myth has started to show many cracks in the past decade or so. Previously, an artist's vocal prowess was supposed to be found from belting out those high notes, having a dramatic delivery, and just within the spectacle of the whole performance itself. But Clairo flips that on its head. Her vocals are breathy, almost ghostly at times. Her stage presence is relaxed. You could even say that she seems shy, but none of that translates to weakness. In fact, it feels more honest and confident. The softness in her vocal delivery is a statement that's saying she knows she doesn't have to shout to be heard. This is coming especially within a genre that often rewards flamboyance. Clairo's calm presence feels like she's leading a rebellion against that.
I guess so. When
Clairo released her second album titled Sling in 2021, it surprised a lot of people. Gone were the pop-leaning melodies that her fans had become familiar with through the first few years of her career. Instead, we got something more organic and earthly, perhaps channeling one of her musical idols Joni Mitchell a bit more with this release. Co-produced with Jack Antonoff, Sling leaned into 70s folk with a bit more coziness and comfort instead of the clever hooks that had been more prominent in her previous works. It was a bold move for her, especially for an artist with so many young, internet-savvy fans with, let's be honest, attention spans that may not be prepared to experience a cohesive album versus a collection of singles. But Clairo never really cared about what she was supposed to do. In an era when most artists doubled down on the formula that made them famous, Clairo went inward. Sling wasn't chasing trends, it was challenging them. Sling is introspective to the point of being meditative. It tackles mental health, fame, and even the mundane parts of daily life, all through melodies that feel like faded Polaroids. It's not a crowd pleaser at first listen, but with repeated listens, it starts to click. In a world obsessed with what's going viral at the moment, she made a record that asks you to abandon what got her there and to just slow down and listen. And this is just another reason why her career feels revolutionary. And Clairo didn't just change her own sound with her second album, she helped shift the tone of a generation as we move forward. Clairo's musical evolution took yet another compelling turn with Charm, her 2024 release that sees her leaning into a subtle, soulful R&B sound. The album retains her signature softness, but it's laced with a newfound sensuality and confidence. Tracks like Sexy to Someone simmer with a quiet intimacy, pairing smoky production with lyrics that feel both tender and self-assured. The song Juna, meanwhile, feels like a daydream, breezy and hypnotic, with layers that invite repeat listens. It's clear that within the experimentation of each of her releases, she's growing more fluent in the language of mood and groove, expanding her palette while staying rooted in vulnerability and introspection. From just looking at today's indie pop landscape, you'll see traces of Clairo everywhere. Qualities that she possesses such as the introspective songwriting, the minimalism, and the embrace of imperfection. Artists like Biba Doobie, Girl in Red, and Faye Webster are walking a path that Clairo helped clear. A path that helped redefine what it means to be a pop star in the age of the internet and social media. This isn't just in terms of the sound though, it's mostly in terms of their vibe. She proved that you can be down to earth, a little messy, and be okay with just being human. At the end of the day, it seems so simple. Why wouldn't we want to relate to the artists who make the music that we like? Clairo's impact also lives in who she represents. People within the LGBT community, the introverts, the soft-spoken creative types, or simply just people figuring out who they are. But the thing is, she doesn't posture as an icon, she just is herself. That authenticity resonates so deeply with fans who don't see themselves within the polished personas of mainstream music artists. In a world where everyone's curating their brand, Clairo is just doing her thing. That's powerful in itself, and we need more of that. Clairo might never be the loudest voice in the room, but that's never been the point, and that's just not her style. Her music isn't meant to dominate your attention, it's meant to earn it. Slowly, quietly, like a friend who starts off shy and ends up telling you something that changes how you see the world. Her revolution didn't require theatrics to become a thing. It just needed her voice, a laptop, and the courage to be herself. And that is how you change pop music forever.